Hi, welcome to Stress Out Stress Free. If you haven't met yet, my name is Vincent Woon, where I help people like you stay stress free by changing one habit at a time. It has been a while since I've last streamed, and to be exact, is Monday, April 9th, when I started streaming on the stress month. And then life happens. Not the kind of life we planned for, but the kind that knocks you down and say, sit, breathe, and survive. Stress doesn't wait, and neither do I. So let me just run through, give you a rough idea what happened. Okay, let's change the screen. So in April, gout hit me like a train. If you remember, I sent out a text message saying, I sent a post saying that I have gout, and also what happened was I don't know when I will be back, right? So that's what happened. That took me down for quite a long time. And then next thing was I found out that I need a kidney transplant. And on top of that, my wife got laid off a week after her birthday. And she's been there for like 14 years with the company. Well, in May, I have to do a lot of tests for. I have to do a lot of tests. Actually, it took like 15 tubes of blood, scans, X-rays, MRI, just to prepare me to make sure that there's nothing wrong with me, just to prepare me before the transplant. So in June, they found that I have. They found that there's heart calcification in my heart, and also they found a pancreatic cyst on my pancreas. And then end of July, they did a to put two stents in place into my heart, and I have to spend the whole month to try to recuperate. And I was told that you're supposed to wait for the heart to recover. I need to be on a Plavix, which is a blood thinner to prevent blood clots because of the new stent that is in there in my heart, and just to prevent that from clotting, and then get the heart to get used to the stent. And then we have to wait for 3 to 6 months before we can do anything else. And also they run a DNA test for cancer because my dad has pancreatic cancer, and they just want to make sure that it's not a genetic. And thank God that the result came out negative, so it's cancer free. And since the beginning of September to now, I've been restoring my strength. Well, I didn't abandon you. I was fighting to come back to you. And what I learned about stress during these few months, I will share with you from this later on, and also throughout the whole month of next month. So what happened? The perfect storm. The perfect storm. On October. On one second, let me just adjust this a little bit. Oops. Okay, much better now, right? So on in April, I have a gout flare on my big toes, right leg and left leg, both was swollen and was so painful. And the pain, I would say 10 out of 10, or maybe 11 out of 10. So it's that painful. And it's very difficult to move. And also during that time, the nephrologist was monitoring my kidney and told me that it's time for kidney transplant. Of course, to add on, my wife got laid off, and that's another layer of emotion onto the stress. After 15 tubes of blood for tests and scans and MRI, they found that the there's a pancreatic cyst in my there's a cyst in my pancreatic. It's a cyst in my pancreas. And what happened was, so they decided to do a endoscopy. This is back in July, way before, or a few days before the stent they put the stent in my heart. And then the GI doctor was okay with doing the endoscopy, but the anesthesiologist refused to do it because he figured that it's too risky because due to my heart condition. And then after that, 2 weeks before that, I did a cardiac test and they found that there's a blockage in my arteries, and that's when I need to put 2 stents in my heart. And now I'm waiting for 3 to 6 months for the transplant evaluation to be approved. That is after the endoscopy is done by the GI doctor. So originally I had a donor who is my sister, but after a bunch of tests, they found that she has growth on the kidney. And what happened was, growth is in her kidney that's supposed to be given to me, and so that stops everything. And even if after taking off the growth, it will not help me because it's going to be too small for me to even have a proper way to pee. So that's we're back to square one. Then now I don't have a donor, and also because that my blood type is O positive, which is very difficult to get, because if you have O positive, you can donate it to anyone. You have A positive, A negative, or B positive, B negative, or AB, doesn't matter. But if you have O positive, you need to get an O positive to O positive. So it's good that if I'm a donor, but then it's no good that if I'm a receiver. So that's what happened, and I just rendered this to God, and I know that God will heal, and there's a miracle going to be happening. So stress doesn't cause disease, but it just accelerates it. All right. So next we're going to talk about the breaking point, which was also the turning point. So what happened? I couldn't do much for the pain caused by the gout, because even just by putting my leg down from the bed, it causes extreme pain, and it's hard to move. And when so what happened was, I need to sit on my chair and then roll myself out to go to the bathroom. So how did gout happen? Well, not knowing that gout could be caused by seafood or red meat. So what happened was, during the beginning of April was my wife's birthday. So I made clam and linguine pasta for her birthday. Then I made seafood paella to celebrate when my son came back after passing his defense for his PhD paper, right, in the middle of the week. And then the next day, we decide to make steak for the next day. And with all this steak and seafood, it causes too much uric acid in my body. And as you all know that I have FSGS, right? FSGS is where the kidney filter doesn't function properly. So what happened was, doesn't function properly. So what happened is it cannot filter the uric acid fast enough, and that causes gout. And I couldn't do any live stream. I was in so much pain, and I couldn't even think straight at times from pain, the pain medication that I have. And so I stopped. And today I am under control with the diet, and gout is under control with diet and medicine. My heart is stable with the stent holding it. The cyst, when we did an DNA test last month, and they found that it wasn't cancerous and not genetic, and it will be monitored, and they will do a endoscopy by the end of 6 months, or maybe earlier, I'm not sure yet, to get the final approval before eligible for any transplant. Kidney functions is monitoring. We are monitoring the kidney functions, the creatinine, which is the reading high or low, and the decision that's when the nephrologist decided when to do the transplant. It was in May was 16, and in 2 weeks ago was 20. So it's getting up there, but not up to the best, but still needs more work. So I'm just surrendering myself and just handing to God, so that for a miracle. And I know and trust and have faith that He will heal. He will heal by me asking Him. And my wife just got a job the last week of July with a 50% decrease, but 50% cut in pay. But we got help. We are rebuilding. And for me, I'm going to the gym almost every day. No pain, just progress. Well, when I started this channel to share the wisdom of touch, breath, and DIY techniques, so that and be present, so that you just I'm not just a therapist, but just as a human. And over the years, you became my community. And when I read the comments and the DMs checking on me during the recovery, that was like medicine to me. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for checking on me and trying to see what's going on with me. And I really thank you for that. So no long streams, no perfect production, just like talk, gentle movement, DIY techniques, and the kind of like presence we all need right now. Because healing isn't about doing more; it's about returning to what matters. And for me, that's you. All right. Today, I'm going to share with you just a simple story, a simple technique that I learned or discovered. So what happened was in one of my videos in TikTok, I talk about GB20, which is the behind the occiput, right behind the point, right behind your skull, right down here underneath the skull, right underneath there. It's called the GB20, because gallbladder 20. And someone asked, I don't want to say their name because I didn't ask that person if I can share. I didn't ask to get the permission. But to make a long story short, the person said that she gets very tender and throbbing on the right side of her neck, on around those two areas, but on the right side is worse. And then when applying pressure, the soreness she get a relief in a short time. And then she said she tried kneading like just massaging, right? Chiropractor, spinal flow, massage, heat and cold compress, red light therapy, and many other things, and it keep coming back. So she asked me if I can help. So I asked her, like, what happened? How do you get all this pain? And she came back and said that she had it for 20 years plus, and other than car accident that caused whiplash, she don't know what really causes it. And she thinks that the atlas, which is the your cervical vertebrae, the top one, which is called the atlas or vertebrae number 1. Okay, it's a line, and then she asked me how to fix it. So I asked to see for her to check to see what if is there any pain on the side of the vertebrae, and she came back and told me that it was the atlas that's creating the pain. And then I said, okay, yes. So I showed her how to do it. I said, put pressure on pressure with your finger pad on the left side of your hand, with your left hand on the pain itself. Okay, so basically like that. Let's say it's the right side here, right? You see the right side, put on the pain area, and then move to the opposite side. Pain here, move to the opposite side. And then when you move to the opposite side, put your hand on the thing and move to the opposite side for 3 times. And then you come back, move to the right or to the same side up 3 times. So you want to repeat that as many times as you can throughout the day. The reason for that is to we try to break down all the that scar tissue that's in there, because what happened is this is 20 plus years of injury, and it just adds up, right? So what you need to do is just break it down bit by bit. It's going to take a while, but you can get to the point. So when you do that, when you push away, you can feel that you make sure you put weight or put some pressure onto the tendon part where the vertebrae is, where the tightness is. Just push it, so, and then when you will come to a point that you will just slowly lose the whole area, loosen up, and then you come to a point that you actually can push it slowly and kind of like readjust it back. So it's very important to do that, and that's how you start doing it. So slowly and surely. So basically, let me just show you from the back, if I can. Left hand onto the right hand side, right? Let's see if I can. Okay. With the left hand to the pain is right here. Put on the pain side. See how my finger is here with the shoulder pad, or my finger pad. Push that part that's tight there, and then you want to push. First, you can push towards, or push it away from the pain on the side. Okay, put the finger there so that you push it back. Put on the vertebrae or the atlas that she has said is painful. push it to the left, and I want you to feel the stretch. And if you can feel the slight relief. I know the first time is very painful, but just do slowly, and you feel the stretch. And if you do few times, 2, 3, then come back, and then same thing, go back again. As you do it, you'll feel like kind of is softened, and you feel that if you just stop like right now, just stop, and then feel there's some release on there, and you feel like blood circulating to the area. So what I always say, like when there's blood circulation, that means there's oxygen that comes to the area. When this oxygen comes, there's no pain, and it just helps to break down all the stuff that's stuck in there. So this is 20 years, right? So when you after doing pushing to the left side, then you push to the right side. Slowly, 1, 2, 3. So do that 3 times each side, and then if you want, you can do of a set of 3 times. And then what you want to do later is to just exaggerate it more. Okay? Now I'm going to start with the right side first. Put pressure there and then go up more. Come back down, and then you go to the left, higher, come back down. In the meantime, you put pressure on the pain area on your feet, with the tip of your fingers. Okay? So let me show you one more time in the front. Put pressure on the atlas, and your goal is to try to push it back to the normal position. So when you go towards the pain first, and then come back. I want you to turn so that you go with the turn, so that you feel that your hand is pushing the vertebrae back into position. So you do it 3 times to the right, 3 times to the left, and see what happens. And then to end, let me show you from the back first, okay? This is to do from the back. This is with the bigger stretch. So you can put your fingers on the atlas, or the tight spot right there, and then you go towards the pain. Put your hand underneath your chin, push towards the pain, exaggerate a little bit more, push a little higher, and make sure you're putting pressure on this here, push it down. You feel the pain or the tightness, and then come back, and then you want to push it towards the other side. Make sure you put your hand, follow your hand, and your head follows the twist. Again, this end pushing the vertebrae inside. Try to push it back towards itself, and then come back. You want to repeat that for 3 times on each side. Okay? And it's again I said, if you do more, the better. So whenever you feel uncomfortable, just start doing it, and you feel much better. It's going to take a while because, as I said earlier, the injury was 20 plus years. So it needs to take a while. And when you do, if you can, do the whole neck instead of doing that's one part. So same thing if you want to do on the left side, your right hand towards the left side where to find the tight spot, and then just 1, come back, away, come back, 2, away, come back, 3, away, come back. You want to do up and down the spine so that the whole neck is well adjusted instead of like lopsided. You just take care of the top problem, the pain problem, and then that creates the shorten of the muscle in the lower part of the neck, and then it's going to create slightly extra problem and more work later. So I just myself just take care of the whole neck right away. Okay, so hope that helps. And yeah, all right, let's just end here. All right, so if you're new here, consider subscribing. I go live here every Monday at 9 p.m. I'm trying to change the time from 9:15 to 9 p.m. because I need some sleep. I need to sleep early nowadays. And thank you very much for watching and joining me tonight. Remember that your well-being matters, and take care of yourself. Notice any stress or signal, and also let me know if you have any pain or any stress that you're having. Let me know, put in the chat. Okay, and until next time, stay stress-free, be happy, and be well. All right, let's go to. All right, you can also let me just pull it up. If you want to support this channel, you can also go to buymeacoffee.com/Vincent Woon to help support the channel. And you can also go to go to the website here. Oops. Which is stress-free shop.fortwell.com. Okay, stress-free.fortwell.com, or down beneath this video you can see the link down there, and it's there. All right, so in here, over here, of course, you can check out the check out the website. It says we have a merchandise that fear is a liar, and also we have a mug, just brief mug, and also we have be in the now. All right, and a bunch more stuff. No stress zone. All right, check it out, let me know. Okay, and then the link is in the description below. All right, so thank you very much for watching, and you can connect with us in Stress Out Stress Free in Facebook, at Stress Out Stress Free in Instagram, and also at Vincent Woon in X or Twitter. Alright, and TikTok is new, Vincent and Vincent Woon NYC. Okay, so until next time, stay stress free and be well, and also just let you know that next month we think actually anniversary. I started the channel in October 9th, October 10th, 2017. No, 2009. Yeah, that long. And I just realized that we haven't celebrated any anniversary. So it's been a while, and next month onwards we're going to be celebrating. Next month we're going to be celebrating our anniversary. Just stay tuned, and we will be having lots of fun and lots of new stuff, old stuff, free stuff. Okay, so come join us next week, same time, same place, Monday at 9 o'clock. And I see you in the next video.